Well, once again, we got to call out SouthShore12 again. This time we're not in front of the TV. We're going to do it from the website because, this is ridiculous. They are completely blowing off. They're all over the South Shore. It's like, why are you calling yourself News 12 Long Island when you don't even cover all of Long Island? You're only covering the South Shore. So, of course, the top story is the woman pleading guilty to the charges in the Babylon body parts case, and of course they're in Babylon.
We have new details, and News 12's Kevin Beacey is in Babylon right now.
Of course,
Kevin,
they're all in Babylon.
What have you learned?
Well, Antoinette, today body part suspect Amanda Wallace pleaded guilty in court to several charges,
Babylon,
including
of course,
concealment of a human
pretty little
corpse,
Babylon there.
but she claims she did not kill anyone.
A lot of body parts found around here. A lot.
It was a case that shook Babylon to its core when body parts...
Of course, but if it happened in the middle of the island, they did dump body parts in Bethpage State Park, but that didn't get mentioned. No, only Babylon.
Found in Southard's Pond Park back in February.
Because it happened in Babylon.
Now one of the suspects in the case, 41-year-old Amanda Wallace, has pleaded guilty to concealment of a human corpse and hindering prosecution. According to a spokesperson for the Suffolk District Attorney, Wallace stated in open court that her housemates, Jeffrey Mackey and Alexis Nieves, killed Donna Keneally after Mackey stabbed and killed Malcolm Craig Brown. The murders allegedly happened inside a home on Railroad Avenue in Amityville. A DA spokesperson says Wallace admitted to helping her housemates clean up the scene and dispose of the body parts. She faces 1 to 3 years behind bars at sentencing.
But they completely left out the fact that the body parts were also found in Bethpage. But they completely left that out.
Her attorney writing in a statement, since her arrest, Ms. Wallace maintained that she was not complicit in the murder. The DA's investigation and indictment confirmed that.
Hopefully justice will be served in the right way.
And the other body parts suspects are also due in court later this week. Mackey and Nieves, who have both pleaded not guilty to murder charges, will appear tomorrow. And a fourth suspect, Stephen Brown, will be in court on Thursday.
Story number 1. Now we go to story number 2. Lynon Harris man pleads guilty. Oh, South Shore again.
Plea from a member of the Long Island Proud Boys. Federal prosecutors say Matthew
Long Island Proud Boys.
Schmitz from Lynon Harris admitted to storming the Capitol on January 6th as part of a plea deal. They say that he was part of the first group to...
So they covered that. Of course, not that much, but here's another story they covered. Center Moriches. Oh, they're having some quality of life issues, and Center Moriches stopped the presses. Meanwhile, what about all the people in the middle of the island that have quality of life issues? Well, I guess we don't matter. Let's hear the important people speak.
In Center Moriches, it was all over complaints about what neighbors and police say has been happening in their streets. And wait until you hear what was apparently going on near a school. News 12's Tama Ponton was at tonight's meeting and has the details.
All about them.
It was an act of public lewdness that happened right in front of the school.
A couple accused of committing a lewd act near an elementary school twice. A brawl in the middle of the street, bringing traffic to a halt, and tickets issued for public drunkenness. Those are just some of the incidents that Center Moriches residents say brought them here to the high school tonight.
Do you see one person of color there? Do we see one person of color here, or no? They look like mostly all white people. Of course. It's all a certain demographic. These are the people that matter. And if you're not with them, you might as well not exist.
Tonight. So many people came, this meeting was moved to a bigger room.
What really rang the alarm bells was the series of them in such a short amount of time.
Neighbors got an update tonight from police about what's being done to combat this increase in crime. That includes those incidents outside the school.
What about all the problems we have here in Minola? Oh, yeah, no, nobody cares about that.
Community members stunned.
Someone doing something not very nice right on the bench in the middle of the day.
Police say the couple
we get that all the time here in Minola,
and that officers are cracking down on other crimes.
But nobody cares
by
about that.
Up patrols and writing tickets.
In the last 2 weeks, they've issued 4 open container alcohol summonses.
Oh, what about Coram? What about that? I guess nobody cares about that either.
Now, residents here...
Coram, there's all kinds of stuff, terrible stuff that goes on in Coram, way worse than Center Moriches. But does News 12 go there and report on it? No, they don't. They don't, because that doesn't affect a certain demographic.
Tell me they want to see an even bigger police presence. Suffolk Police tonight
it's never good enough for them.
They are going to keep up the pressure and urging residents to report issues directly to the police. Now, as for that bench where that alleged public lewd act happened, one resident tells me it was removed.
So there you go. Meanwhile, we'll take a look and see what they the other stuff that they didn't cover here. Of course, yeah, they're also covering this too. Of course, we brought this up yesterday. 2 minutes and 25 seconds on this.
A bombshell report by
because they're on the South Shore.
Kurt Semder. Esposito hired his $11,000.
Esposito, because he represents the South Shore, so we're going to be all over that. You know the deal.
Standards of Professor Feldman suggests that
this is not at the level.
It's so obvious what this network, this station gears to. Meanwhile, did they just yank it off the site? I think they did yank it off the site. There was another crime they yanked off the site. All right, whatever. So, here, this is what we get to deal with. They barely covered this. Roosevelt man impersonated a detective and handcuffed a woman outside Delhi. Sorry, that only gets 22 seconds. We're not going to spend that because it happened in Roosevelt.
Approached a female victim involved in an argument outside of Ruby Delhi. Police say he identified himself as an undercover detective and handcuffed the victim. He then let her go after she and others threatened to call the real cops. Police are asking anyone else
barely
who may be
covered.
a victim
No,
to
not
please
important.
contact
That doesn't affect white finance professionals, so we're not going to cover it. But guess what does? Oh, special training helps Rockville Center Police. Oh, they're going to be all over this. 1 minute and 36 seconds, of course.
Special training kicked in. Cecilia Dowd shows us how a local foundation...
What about all the people in the middle of the island that are committing suicides? I guess that doesn't matter, right? No, that doesn't matter. Not even going to play this one. All right, not even going to play it. Not even going to play it at all. Crime, we don't really care about that. They barely cover any crime. I mean, oh yeah, no, we're not gonna cover the weather. So we'll talk about what they didn't cover, because there are a couple of things here that they didn't cover that are kind of important. Oh, a man exposes himself to an 11-year-old girl at a park in West Hempstead. Yeah, they didn't cover this at all, South Shore 12. Not at all. Oh, that's middle of the island. Sorry, we're not going to cover that. Man exposes himself to an 11-year-old girl at the West Hempstead Halls Pond Park, located on Nassau Boulevard. Broad daylight, 4 p.m. on Saturday, September 21st. An 11-year-old girl told her father that she witnessed a man inappropriately touching himself. The suspect, Alvigor Goldenberg, was arrested a short time later at a Collins Lane residence, roughly 2 blocks away from the park. And he was released on an appearance ticket. That's nice. So that's what we get here in the middle of the island. Sorry. Oh, if it happens in Center Moriches, we're going to talk about it. But if it happens in West Hempstead, well, who the hell cares? Because nobody really cares. Here's another one they didn't cover. A 39-year-old was shot and killed in Hempstead on Saturday, September 21st. They didn't cover this at all, South Shore 12. They didn't cover this at all. Responding officers found a 39-year-old man shot inside a vehicle on Yale Street, and he was pronounced dead. And the victim was known as Maurice Sinclair Thomas of Hempstead. The investigation is ongoing. So they don't even cover that. But they're all over the kid getting killed in West Babylon. Oh, because he's white, right? Is that the deal? Is that the deal? I mean, I am disgusted with how racist this network is. Why isn't Attorney General Letitia James getting involved? They need to be investigated for this kind of crap. I mean, yeah, we covered this yesterday. Oh, because it affected a white person, so we're going to cover it. But if it affects a black person in a poor community, they don't care. I mean, this is racism. This is supposed to be illegal. How do they get away with this? It's unbelievable. So, let's see. There was another accident here on the LIE that never got covered either. You guys are disgraceful. You don't stop calling yourself a news station because you're not covering news that affects us on Long Island. You're only covering news and information that gears to white finance professionals that are in their enclaves on the South Shore. The rest of us, especially people of color, people in the middle of the island and working class communities, it's like we don't even exist to you guys. I'm going to keep calling you out for this because it's wrong.